Y cross. Okay, getting into the Y cross game a little bit. So right here, the one we'll show this a couple different ways, but the one that we've got drawn up right here. Okay, we got what we call rail concept, right? Bam, we got the inside fade with the locked hitch. Okay, something we changed because we wanted to get to where we could pair this with cross. We used to read this hitch for a hitch or a slant, but now we lock it so we don't have a slant getting underneath the cross. Okay, so inside fade with a hitch. Okay, that quarterback, like we talked about, right? This is where kind of that quick game footwork versus a three-step comes into play. Okay, because we'll truly read this thing out. If this quick game is there, on most of these, obviously on 3rd and 10, maybe be a little bit more aggressive, right? Have some situational awareness. But for the most part, okay, we're reading this thing one, right? If it's cover 3 and we're bailing out of the gym and they're giving you this hitch throw, don't be afraid to take it, right? Okay, if it's cover 1 and we want to throw that inside fade, okay, don't be afraid to take it and take the shot, right? That's a great cover 1 answer for us. Okay, now getting over here, this concept, our Y cross concept, okay, has answers for everything, right? We're gonna run this route under Sam, over Mike, okay, and we're gonna press vertical and flatten it off. Okay, the one thing as we widened our splits, right? Sometimes this route isn't so much truly under Sam over Mike anymore. It's really just more of a path because of where the splits are. I think you can get yourself, if you've got a Sam who's playing, really tight to the box and cheating the box hard, if you go under Sam, now you're diving in, running almost that one step slant route, right? So you can get yourself condensed too far. So we just really kind of teach this a little bit more as a path here. Okay, bam, running just kind of an over path, and against man to man, right? He should do a good job of getting back vertical, stair stepping, and really breaking it off flat. There's a good clip. It might be the first one on here that against North Dakota State, our Y really pressing vertical and snapping off. Okay, on the back side, okay, one thing that we got to this year is we read this. Okay, so old school or in the past, the way I've always ran it is we were running Y cross, and then you could tag Z post on there, right? If you were playing a quarters team, we could tag, hey, Y cross with a deep Z post on the top, and you'd hope and pray that you got quarters on that snap. But what always happened is you would always get pre-snap quarters, and they would always roll to cover 3, and our quarterback would be sitting there like, dang it, we didn't get the post this time. Okay, so we just said, hey, we'll just teach these guys to read this thing on the fly. So he reads the post, right? He's running a post. If the vertical space, all we tell them, we don't tell them 1 high, 2 high, all that stuff. We just tell them, hey, if you can't go in on a post, your vertical space is taken away. There is a post player that's deep, because sometimes you'll see there's a clip on here where they're playing basically cover 3 and the guy matches the crosser and we throw the post over the top. Okay, so we tell them if there's a deep middle of the field player, if there's a deep half field safety taking away your space, okay, run the curl. Okay, run the post curl version of it. Okay. And then we'll always have some kind of flat component on this. So you'll see, a running back swing. You'll see with motion, you'll see an H-back getting out into the backfield. If we're in 3x1, you get the little jet route right here. So however we formation it, okay, we'll always end up with some sort of flat presence over there on that side. Okay, we tell the guys, right, our depth on this is 10, okay, stick, and he should be running. Okay, this is even a little bit, we need to be deeper than this. We need to be 15 to 17 really on the break, just for the quarterback eyes and progression to get back to it. One thing we found on the post, GJ, he always jokes. He said Doug Peterson used to call this the 45-yard check down on the backside of the post, right? So that post is, GJ, he always jokes. He said Doug Peterson used to call this the 45-yard check down on the backside of the post, right? So that post is a big boy throw. Now you get backside and that thing's deep down the field. So if you got a guy with a good arm, he can make that throw. I think that's a good adjustment. If you got a guy who really can't push the ball down the field like that, there's nothing wrong with just running the post curl, like you always do. That's still a really good football play. We also, we always break this off hot. So we just tell those guys any 2 off the second level. Okay, bam, we'll break that thing off and we'll run a little 3-step slant with it. We give the Y. It didn't happen in a game this year in practice. In the practice, running in 7-on-7 and that kind of stuff. We pipe the middle for some big completions. Never happened in a game, but we do give him the freedom to do that. Good. North Dakota State in the playoffs, up there in the Fargo Dome. Great place to play. Here we go. Bullet motion. Okay, just window dressing your base plays right now. Since we're getting the back out, the quarterback knows it changes to 5-man pro. Okay, right here, he's getting cover 1. Okay, he should be thinking, Okay, I'm working the boundary right here. I'm working. This is we formation this thing, right? You see, we flipped our X inside, so he's the one running the fade. Okay, and our H is here. This was our All-American. We got our All-American matched up on their boundary safety. That was a good matchup for us. But he got a little spooked by this corner being off. Okay, even though it's just playing off man. Okay, good job by those guys disguising the coverage just a little bit. You know, obviously as coaches we can see it's man to man, but he got off of it because he got scared a little bit, got a little nervous of that corner. Okay, should have had a touchdown on the fade, but great job by 21 right here. This is great by watch his eyes at the top. Bam, he gets eye discipline, right? Eye contact. Bam, look through his soul right there. Step on his toes, look through his soul. Bam, stair step, break it off, create a little bit of separation. Okay, ends up making the catch the second time. Okay, post curl. That guy's playing catch technique. He didn't do a great job. He kind of let that guy run the route for him, but you can still see, okay, versus off man, a lot of times if you're just strong at the top, okay, you end up being able to win on that backside post curl. Great throw and catch right there. Good quarterback. He's taking quick game footwork, okay, or on this in this instance right here, he's taking that kind of big one, okay, making sure he's looking for that fade. He gets off of the fade. I wish, you know, in coaching, I wish that he would, his coaching point on this, I wish he would have hung on that fade and gave it a chance to win a little bit, right? Hang on that fade because now he gets back and he's waiting on that crosser for so long. Okay, so I wish he would have hung on the fade just a touch longer and we probably would have thrown a touchdown, but got back to it, threw a good accurate ball. It made a good play on the catch, so we had a good completion right there. Good. This is the game winner at Sac State. Okay, calling these plays. These are our plays that we're going to call in you know, crucial moments. Okay, bam, man to man. Same thing. We flip the outside guy inside formationally through the fade. Don't like the quarterback's feet. He's a little late on this because he takes kind of almost a baby three. But through a dime right there in the back corner. Great throw and catch. Game winner. The all-time highest scoring game in playoff history, 66-63. It was a barn burner out there in California. Good job here by 21 again, right? Bam, he's dynamic. That's why we've got him at Texas State right now. Okay, bam, press vertical, snap it off. Okay, get flat right there. Good cross route. Okay, we'll run this just like you're saying. We'll run this to the field. We'll run it to the boundary. We like this concept all over. Okay, one thing, as you're running this into the boundary, you just got to be careful. This guy starts getting a little bit wider. Sometimes this path gets a little bit more vertical if you're into the boundary, right? So these slots just have to be aware of whether they're to the field or to the boundary on the cross. Good running back. You can see the running back in blitz pickup right there. So we lose our flat, but versus man to man, it shouldn't matter. Get it out there, throw a nice football. Okay, center handles all of our IDs.